Did you know that Aragorn, the legendary king of Gondor, possessed an astonishing secret power that will leave you utterly speechless? Not only was he a formidable leader, but he possessed an unparalleled gift for languages, effortlessly conversing in the enchanting tongues of Elves, Dwarves, and even the fearsome Orcs. Through this remarkable skill, Aragorn transcended barriers, united desperate races, and navigated the intricate web of Middle-earth with unmatched finesse. But hold on, there's so much more to Aragorn's epic saga than his linguistic prowess. So today in Fantasy Archive, we will embark on a thrilling journey from his mysterious beginnings as the enigmatic ranger known as Strider to his ultimate destiny as the rightful heir to the throne. We will unravel the battles and quests that define Aragorn and why he is considered one of the best examples of healthy masculinity on screen. We'll uncover the inner struggles, the tests of loyalty, and the triumphant moments that forged him into the revered king we know today. Prepare to be inspired, to marvel at his resilience, and to witness the embodiment of true heroism. Now let me tell you, Aragorn's greatness isn't limited to his heroic deeds during the Lord of the Rings. He actually had an impressive history before the whole One Ring business even began. But before we delve into Aragorn's own life, let's first talk about his ancestors. It's easy to be swept away by Viggo Mortensen's portrayal of the character. But have you ever asked yourself how this wilderness wanderer can claim the throne of a kingdom? Well, to answer that question, we need to go back about 6,000 years. That's where the story begins. In the beginning of the Second Age, a kingdom of men was established on the island of Numenor, west of Middle-earth's coast. Elros was the first king of the Númenóreans. He was Elrond's brother, yes, the Elrond from Rivendell. Being the twin sons of Eärendil the Mariner, they were given the choice by Manwë, king of the Valar, to choose which race they would join, either man or elf. While Elrond chose to live an immortal life, Elros decided to live as a mortal man. Elros became the first in a long line of kings who ruled Numenor for over 3,000 years. After the destruction of Numenor, their bloodline continued to rule over the kingdoms of Gondor and Arnor on the mainland. However, over time, their family line faded, and they became known as the chieftains of the Dunedain, ruling over a scattered people. For 1,000 years, the chieftains led their people, fighting against the Dark Lord as rangers. It was during this time Aragorn, the last chieftain, emerged. You see, there was a legendary sword called Narsil, and it was shattered long ago. As a direct descendant of the original king, Aragorn took on a vital role. He embarked on a quest to restore the sword and succeeded, renaming it Andril. This reforged sword became a powerful symbol of Aragorn's rightful claim as the true king. Unfortunately, when Aragorn was just a toddler, his father was killed while defending Elrond's sons against Orcs. This made Aragorn the new heir to the thrones of Gondor and Arnor. Given the dangers they faced and the threats to their bloodline, Aragorn's distant relative Elrond agreed to take in Aragorn and his mother. Aragorn grew up in Rivendell as Elrond's adoptive son, known as Estelle, meaning hope. Elrond kept Aragorn unaware of his true lineage for many years. It was only when Aragorn turned 20 that Elrond believed he was ready to know his true name and title. At 20 years old, Aragorn was already making a name for himself as a skilled warrior. After learning about his heritage, he went for a walk in the woods and encountered a beautiful elf maiden, Arwen, who turned out to be Elrond's daughter. Despite the significant age difference, Aragorn fell in love with her at first sight, but his mother warned him that as a mortal man, their love would be challenging. Elrond too recognized Aragorn's lovesick state, but chose to address the matter later. Aragorn left Rivendell, feeling forlorn. Leaving Rivendell, Aragorn ventured into the wild regions of Middle-earth, spending the next few days honing his ranger skills and building his reputation as a formidable warrior and leader. Now, let's get into his character breakdown. A lot of people may not know this, but among the Fellowship of the Ring, Aragorn was the member who knew Gandalf best. Just a few short years into his wanderings, Aragorn meets Gandalf the Grey and they quickly become best friends. They embark on several journeys together. For instance, Aragorn played a key role in capturing Gollum so that Gandalf could question him about the ring before he ultimately fell to the hands of Saruman. And what many hobbits don't realize is that after Aragorn disguised himself as Strider, he devoted himself to protecting the Shire, which is often overlooked and underestimated by the hobbits themselves. Eventually, when Gandalf discovered the ring's connection to Bilbo Baggins and passed it on to Frodo, he relied on Aragorn to help Frodo and keep him safe from the dangerous Nazgul. And that's how the story of the Lord of the Rings began. Now, throughout his journey within the Fellowship, Aragorn faced many tough challenges. And when we say tough challenges, it includes Aragorn's internal battles and his own personal struggles. Every step of the way, he learns important lessons about being humble, wise, and a strong leader. You see, despite his impressive family lineage, Aragorn faced doubts about whether he was truly worthy of becoming king. A mental battle as he questioned if he could live up to the greatness of his ancestors. But guess what? He overcame those struggles. Aragorn faced his inner doubts and proved that he was the real deal. When Gandalf falls in Moria, Aragorn steps up to lead the group in Gandalf's absence. He guides them through dangerous lands, facing the powerful allure of the ring without giving in to its dark power. Also, when Frodo decided to go on a dangerous journey to Mount Doom on his own, Aragorn respected his choice and trusted him completely. Understanding that as a man, he was a liability if he was close to the ring. He believed in Frodo's instincts and supported him, even though it was a tough decision to make. Though the true essence of Aragorn's loyalty shines through his unwavering commitment to his friends. When Merry and Pippin were captured and in danger, Aragorn fearlessly led the charge to save them. He fought against all odds and proving that he would do anything for his friends and companions. This leads to the Battle of Helm's Deep, where Aragorn displays his bravery and leadership skills in defending the people of Rohan. Another moment worth mentioning was when he recognized Eowyn's value in protecting her people. He treated her in a way that made her feel seen. In these scenarios, he shows respect for characters you would deem weaker for being small or female. He also kept true to his word to the army of the dead on liberating them after they aided him, even when Gimli suggested he shouldn't. Another obstacle that defined him as a strong and selfless leader was when he reached the Black Gate of Mordor, diverting Sauron's attention away from Frodo's important task. His selfless acts and bravery provide a valuable time for Frodo and Sam to reach Mount Doom. After the ring is destroyed, Aragorn is crowned as the King of Gondor, bringing a new era of peace and prosperity to the land. But before this, Aragorn's determination and love was put to the test in his relationship with Arwen, his true love. In Elrond's eyes, he had to become king to become worthy. He knew that embracing his love for Arwen meant death for her, so that was the least he could do. After coronation, they got married and Arwen made the decision to relinquish her immortality and choose a mortal life with Aragorn. Now you might wonder why it's so important to know Aragorn's story. Well, many people see him as a great role model, not only because he's physically strong or muscular and a skilled warrior, but because he is able to carry positive male traits like protecting and leading while also being humble, gentle, and caring about others. He did not limit himself to manly skills. He sang, learned poetry, and other languages. He didn't try to control or dominate others. He earns respect as a leader not just because he's good at fighting, but because he shows unselfishness and wisdom. Even when he's faced with situations where violence might seem necessary, Aragorn always shows self-control and tries to avoid hurting himself and others. He stays true to his morals even when it's put his own life or reputation at risk. In the end, Aragorn's story teaches us that positive masculinity can overcome darkness and destruction. Through his hard work and determination, he becomes the King of Gondor and leads Middle-earth into a time of peace and prosperity.